In Campbell County, running is synonymous with the last name Faulkner. And we have a large part of that here with us today. We are honored today to recognize Coach John Faulkner. Coach Faulkner successfully started the track program at Campbell County High School. And without the strong foundation led by Coach Faulkner, we would not be here today. As the plaque reads that Brady is going to hand to him, a dedicated educator, mentor, and coach who shaped the lives of countless students and athletes through passion, discipline, and unwavering support, Coach Faulkner inspired excellence both on the track and in the classroom. His impact extends far beyond competition, leaving a lasting legacy in the hearts of students, athletes, and community so faithfully served. Thank you, Coach Faulkner.
Coach, congratulations.
Well, thank you. I ran under several people that I think a whole lot of right now. And
your career started at LaFollette High School, is that correct?
that's true, yeah.
When I heard that it kind of started by accident getting the track team started, is that the case?
That's true. We got by on the LaFollette track, and then we came in on this right here, what we've got, and so we're trying to go with what we got now.
Well, congratulations and thank you for a wonderful career.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I'm enthused about this. It's well deserved, and I'm glad that it's happening. John deserves anything that anybody's got good to say about him. He earned it. He recruited me to help him. We had started out with the football team together, and then when he said, Robert, he said, there's a position for a girls track coach. So I said, well, I like track, but I've never been around it much. Took a course in college coaching track, but that's not much experience to get in the coaching business. But he said, come on and over and help me. He said, you be the girls coach. So we did, and we had a lot of fun. And see, the girls didn't have a sport till then. We'd had 1 year of girls basketball at Jacksboro the year before. So they were really excited about it, and it was a lot of fun to watch them, So we had a good time. John and I, we got along fine. I've got some stories about him, but I know you don't have a lot of time to go into a lot of detail. Well, we were coaching the track, and we had a meet at Irwin, Tennessee. He was going to go on and take the early birds in the school van. I was to come later with a bus load. So I got up there with the bus load, and we had a really good day, had a lot of fun there. And we start back. We get down to Jonesboro, and John says, follow me. He yells out the door of that van. He says, follow me. I found a shortcut. So he heads out of Jonesboro, and I'm following him in that bus with a gas gauge almost on empty. And, the road to Wynn and to Jellicoe here would be a lot better road than we were on. And we kept driving through the country, and I kept watching that gauge. And we finally almost up to Kingsport. See, if we'd hung a left in Jonesboro and gone down to Greenville, we'd been home earlier. But with his shortcut, so I learned a couple of things about him. If John Faulkner needs a bus driver or somebody to pull a tooth, and that's another story. I'll let him tell you about the tooth pulling. But just pull his tooth and move on. Don't take the bus driving job to follow him through his shortcuts. But anyway, we had a good time, and he was really interesting and fun. He knew so much about track. All I had to do was listen and ask for his help when I needed it. So I really enjoyed working with him. But anyway, well, I'm really glad that this is happening. He deserves it.
I'm his wife of almost 62 years.
When you were married, you had maybe a day for a honeymoon? How's that story developed?
He had a track meet the day after we got married, so we couldn't go very far. So we got married in London, Kentucky, and we went to Cumberland Falls for our honeymoon. And then he ran races and won them the next day. It was Barberville at Union College.
Did you go with him to the race?
I did.
Okay. And you've been at every one since, I guess.
I have. So, yeah, we've been to a lot of track meets with both the kids running, and they were good runners, the twins, John and Jill. Yeah, so we've had a lot of races.
Is there a thought or a memory or a story that stands out among all the others you'd like to share with us?
No, I can't think of anything. It's just been a wonderful time of going to track meets and seeing how he'd get mad if they didn't do what they were supposed to do. But we had a really good time with we've traveled all over for track meets.
How special is this day today to you and the family?
Well, I think it's wonderful that he's being recognized because he just did so much. You know, he started the track here and got the track built, and he just did a lot and just kept up with all the children. And there's so many. You saw how many had made the trip back today to celebrate with him. So it's a special time, and he's doing real well. He's appreciating it all.
Well, very good. Anything else you'd like to share with us, Mrs. Faulkner?
No, it's just I really appreciate everybody doing what they've done today. It's just been really good for him. He's just eating it all up. But thank you.
My name is Billy Ann Evans, and when I went to high school here, I ran hurdles, 400, 880 relay, and the mile relay.
What was it like with Coach Faulkner?
You knew where he was at because you heard him before you saw him. And he was always a motivator and a encourager. Coach Faulkner is both Faulkner men is what instilled track in me and gave me the love for track that I had for coaching for 18 years and then on into officiating. And I think Faulkners are what established track in Campbell County. I would like to see this track named after the Faulkners because I feel like that's where track began in Campbell County. I mean, you look, he coached me. I coached Corey, the current track coach, and look at all these people that he has coached. And, you know, when he coached, he instilled more than just an athlete. He instilled values in you that you took throughout your life.
I'm David Reynolds, and I graduated high school in '78. I ran on the first 3 track teams, and I wasn't much good, but I did end up being the captain of the track team my last year. I don't know if it was appointed or voted on. I probably appointed. But anyway, we had a good time, and Coach was a dear friend. He taught us a lot about life, you know, and he loved all of us and still does. But anyway, it's a special day that we could have him up here. So I don't know what else to say. Thanks for being up here and capturing these memories on film. We appreciate everything you guys do.
Your career here, quite an outstanding career.
It's all from him. I owe it all to him. He's a tough coach, but he's a good coach.
How did it work with dad-coach combination those years?
Very tough because I think he put a lot of expectations, but it was great. I had a twin brother, and I think that was also worked in my favor, because I would always try to follow him, and he would push me and to being a better runner. So, and my dad with the great workouts, you can't lose. So,
When you won the state mile, is that correct?
I did. It's been a while ago.
Been a while ago. I understand the record still stands here at the high school.
I believe it does. So somebody break it.
And from Campbell County High School, where did your track ventures take you?
I ended up at Auburn. So I ran for Auburn. I'm not going to tell when I graduated, because then I'll tell my age.
Very good. Would you any other thoughts you want to share with us?
Oh, I'm just very grateful that you all did this for my dad. I feel like he's coached a lot of people here, and it's really neat to see the people come out and support him. It just means the world to me. So.
Well, my name's Jim Pierce. I was a health and physical education teacher up here for quite some time, and then went into administration for 12 years, athletic director for 12 years, coached cross country for 12 years, and helped Bill Hickenbotham with the track for quite a few years too. And Robert Morton and myself were the first two head coaches in basketball here. We coached the basketball for the first 4 years, had two really real good years, and then the last 2 years weren't as good, but they were good years. But been in a little bit of everything up here.
Do you have a thought or two to share with us about Coach John Faulkner?
Yeah, he was a great asset to this school here. He kept things going in track, cross country, the first years that he was here, and he coached up here for quite a few years and did a great job, and had built a lot of respect for this school and for himself also. He did a great job. He's a great person, a great coach, and he's a person that we've always admired for what he did and the dedication to the sport.
Well, I'm an old athlete up here, Paul Provins, class of '88, and threw discus for John Faulkner, '87, '88, and somehow fooled around, managed to get second in the state, and walked on to UT and ended up winning a couple of SEC championships over there. So I was fortunate enough to do there, but it all was due to John Faulkner telling me I was going to throw the discus. So.
You have a thought or two to share with us about Coach?
Just a fine man, very involved with all of his athletes, throwers, runners, just really good gentleman, very good disciplinarian, made sure everybody was on one side of the bus, girls on the other side of the bus, but he was just a fine man. My whole career started when I was walking through the hallway and we'd wrapped up, the year of basketball where we got banned, and of course I didn't have anything to do. And a little fella come up to me and had very intense eyes. He said, "Provins, have you ever thrown the discus before?" I said, "No, sir. What's the discus?" He said, "You're throwing this year." I said, "Okay." So that was the start of my whole career, and I was very, very appreciative for that. But just a fine gentleman, always has been.
My name is Ben Faust. I'm the principal here at Campbell County High School. As far as Mr. Faulkner, he was up here when I ran for Coach Pierce, and he was always willing to help and do anything that was asked of him, and always had words of encouragement for us as we ran. And this is just an honor for me to be up here to honor him and the people that have run under him. So I think this is a special moment for Campbell County High School, and I hope the community understands what he means to us in the track at Campbell County High School.
Well, I'm Chris Malacote, and I am John Faulkner's oldest daughter.
Okay. A thought or two about having a dad as a coach?
Oh, well, we did a lot of running as Faulkners. That was just a normal thing. You had to run if you were a Faulkner.
Now, were you on any of the teams, or you just ran as the family?
I ran as the family. I ran in middle school for my uncle, for Jack Faulkner. But then when I started high school, I decided I'd rather be a pom-pom girl. So running was too much work.
A thought or two about your dad, a story that may stand out among all the others?
Well, a song I recently heard that Mike Gibson wrote about working the hill is where you win the race. And that was one thing that Dad instilled in us, that you work the hill. When you run, you work the hill. And that's just instilled in our mind, work those hills, and that's how you win the race. So the harder the work you work, the more you'll win.
Maybe you learned to love the hill?
I don't know that I ever learned to love it, but I learned to work it.
As the plaque reads that Brady is going to hand to him, a dedicated educator, mentor, and coach who shaped the lives of countless students and athletes through passion, discipline, and unwavering support, Coach Faulkner inspired excellence both on the track and in the classroom. His impact extends far beyond competition, leaving a lasting legacy in the hearts of students, athletes, and community so faithfully served. Thank you, Coach Faulkner.